Hi, super scientists. Well, how is everyone doing? I am so glad that you are back and tuning in today because remember, I told you I was going to have a special guest come out and talk to us about fossils. And I am proud to introduce to you Mr. Rotolo, my husband, who is known as Father Fossil. So, you're going to be in for a treat because guess what he's going to be talking about? Have fun listening, and here's Mr. Rotolo.
Good day. How's everybody doing? Well, we're here to talk about my favorite type of fossil. You can tell by my shirt. It's a megalodon, also known as a giant great white, and affectionately known by people as a megalodon or meg. And that's what we refer to ourselves as. We're meg hunters. So anytime you hear the word meg hunter, you know that the person is actually hunting megalodon teeth. All right, the megalodon existed somewhere around about 25 million years ago and died out around about 2 to 2.5 million years ago. That's still debatable, and some of the facts I'm going to throw to you today are still debatable. Because why? There's tremendous amount of fossils being found monthly, yearly, and a lot of the books are being rewritten on the history of paleontology, which is the study of fossils. Okay, what does megalodon actually mean? It means mega meaning giant, and oglodon, tooth. So it's giant tooth is where they got the name from. For many years, people thought they were only restricted to certain parts of the world, but actually their fossils are found worldwide. What makes this animal really unique is that no one really knows what they actually look like. Why? Because the only thing that really fossilizes on them is their teeth. Okay, we do not have, like, let's say a mammoth or a mastodon, a complete skeleton or anything like that. All we have is just the teeth. So most of the models that you see today of a huge jaw with all the teeth in a sense of megalodon, okay, really is based on a great white shark of today. That's what it's based on. Who knows, maybe someday some scientists may find an actual remains like an imprint, okay, and actual rock material that will show us true size and what this animal really looked like. Okay, people have asked, how big was the actual megalodon? All right, the meg, for most practical purposes, grew to about 60 feet long, but it has been noted that if you take what the scientists do is they take a tooth such as this one and they measured it like a great white today, for every inch they say it's equal to 10 feet. Well, in this case, this one happens to be 6.5 inches long, which means that would be a 65-foot shark. In the movie Meg, that shark was supposed to have been 75 feet to 90 feet. Okay? Now, was it something exaggerated by Hollywood? Not necessarily, because see, this one itself, I've actually seen 7, 7.25, and even a 7.5 inch shark's tooth that if you put it right on top of it, you wouldn't even see this one. All right, what's impressive about this shark too is that it had 5 rows of teeth. And a lot of people say, well, how many teeth were there? 276 teeth in its mouth at any given time. Out of that, the first row had 46 teeth, 24 at the top and 22 at the bottom. What makes this shark unique is, like all sharks even today, from the time it's born to the time it dies, the teeth keep on growing. And as they pop out of its mouth, another one from another row would slowly come up and take its place. Like I said, the megalodon had 5 rows of teeth. And if you look at 276 teeth, it was only using 46. All right, so it was almost maybe using a 6th or a 7th of its actual teeth in its mouth. Now, when people look at shark's teeth, that says this what actually looks like. No, in its mouth, it's curved the other way. This is really the front side, and it's curved back, just like a snake. Same with the bottom. The difference between a top is more a triangular shape, very fat, thick, whereas something like this is the lower one. All right, the bite radius, or the actual amount of pressure, is about close to 22 million pounds of pressure on its mouth. So it's amazing what it can do. Now, people have asked me, why are they different colors? Well, before, when it was a bone laying in the sediment, as it began to fossilize, and not everything fossilizes. Maybe for every fossil you see, there's another 25,000 that actually did not materialize. It just simply decayed. So basically, whatever mineral was in the ground, that's the color it would take. If there was a lot of sulfur in there, the tooth might be yellowish, something similar to this one, or even orange. If there was iron, definitely a lot more, I would say, dark orange or reddish brown in color. If it had silicate, it would be mostly like black. So you can see by all these, they're different colors. Did they have an actual sheen to it? Yes, they did. They have an actual shine, natural shine to it. Like all teeth, your teeth are the same thing. It does have technically a natural shine to it. Now, will you find a perfect tooth? Very hard to find perfect teeth. Why? Because like anything else, they have chips, tears, where they've actually bitten down on whales and other kind of animals that were out there. Okay, so it will naturally chip its teeth. All right. The other thing that they asked is like, for example, how much did this thing actually eat? Well, it ate about 2,500 pounds of meat per day. That's what the scientists estimate. So this is really, truly amazing. The other thing is that people have asked me, what are the value? Well, it all depends on what somebody's willing to pay. This one here that I just showed you, somebody might want to offer $5. Somebody else might want to offer $5,000. Okay? Average value is the best thing is to kind of check online and see. But it's not actually the value that you're looking at. The whole value here is when you find one of these things, you got to remember, let's say this thing died out 2 million years ago and I found it. I'm the first human being out of billions of human beings on this earth to have actually found it. Okay? And that's what's amazing about it. People have asked me, where can you hunt for these things? Well, here in Florida, you can find them in most waterways. Okay? However, I would caution you very carefully about that, especially if you're scuba diving. Okay? Not to be by yourself. Always go with a team because it can get dangerous. You got currents. If you're a black water diver, which is a person that goes into the river, you have to be very, very cautious about that. I had a person that I knew that was a very well-famous collector, and he and his partner drowned about almost 12 years ago, okay, off the South Carolina coast. So, and again, it's like anything else. Even the most experienced people can die from it. Where can you go safely to find it? Well, a lot of times, the beach. If you walk along the beach, near, actually Egmont Key, 10 years ago after a tropical storm went through there, when they opened it up to where boaters could go there and put their boats there and go picnic on the actual beach itself, a young 10-year-old boy found a 5-inch shark's tooth laying right there in about a couple inches of water. Okay? The most famous place is Venice Beach. Venice Beach has got them by the ton load. Now, this size, like what you see up here, you have to really go diving almost a mile offshore. Okay? Almost a mile offshore to find them. But some have been known to be found onshore. A lot of times if you take what we call a screen, which is attached to like float rigs or PVC, and you can buy them over there or make them yourself, and a shovel, you go in about ankle deep water, shovel it, put it there, pan it, and sometimes you'll see that. Okay, you'll find teeth that way. Ton load of teeth. All right, the last thing I want to show you is that same person. His name was Vito Pertucci that passed away. Before he passed away, out of his big entire collection, he took the teeth, and with the help of some people that were from a museum, they reconstructed the jaw. And the jaw was made out of fiberglass and metal. And they went according to actual specs of what it would look like. Well, this is what it would look like to an average human being. Okay? Notice the size. The Megalodon, had this been, let's say, a 60 to 65 footer, head from end to end was 11 feet, and height was 9 feet. So that was one huge, huge shark. How long was it? Again, 65, 75 foot. You're looking at something like a semi-truck. Or something a little bit longer than an average school bus. And that, hopefully, I hope you gained a little bit of something today from it. I want to tell you all good luck in hunting. And now we'll turn it back over to my
Miss Rotolo.
Rotolo.
Wasn't that awesome? Oh my goodness. I remember my first fossil digging trip. I never forgot it in my entire life. We were chaperoning a group of students from Jefferson High School. And Mr. Rotolo told me, don't run to look for fossils. Just walk behind the students. That's what I did. And I found my very first shark's tooth. And it was similar in size to this one. I never forgot it because it was like I found treasure. So I hope that some of you can get excited about looking for fossils. And if you have any questions, remember, put them in the comments so we can answer those questions for you. Okay, we'd like to thank Mr. Rotolo for sharing his treasures with us. And we hope that you continue to watch the Science is Everywhere show. We're going to come on every week, once a week, okay? And maybe we'll have Mr. Rotolo come back on and show us some other fossils. Okay, have a great day. Have fun learning. And remember, science is everywhere. And Miss Rotolo is somewhere.